Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode. We're on episode 55. We've just gotten started on the new season. We've got some new guys. I got my training set up. I only have the two trainers left, two groundbreaking trainers, and that's putting me in a little bit of a tight spot. One of them is effective with that limit of 8. You can push it to 10, making them less effective, and one of them is doing that. And then we have more than 18 guys. We have 20 apparently, as we have 2 with nothing going on. So there's that. And then also I just got news from Narbutas that he's modern training, so he very quickly, even though he's brand new to the team, already has failed out. Zamora not working. He's noted, okay, he's modern. Pluto is modern. Yaka, nothing, because I didn't want to push over that. I'd rather see him not progress, and he hasn't really progressed since joining us anyway, so that felt better than ruining the training for a wide range of cyclists. But now that I have 2 guys modern, plus one who is not fitting the mold, and plus these other guys who, well, I may or may not do something with them, and unless I start to see somebody drop off and, maybe show up as modern. Well, anyway, I think it's time. Financially speaking, we're in so much better shape this season. But are we? I want to check. How much better off are we? Wow. Okay, right now, our monthly spending is $121,000. Our monthly intake, $121,000. We are at literal break-even status. But as the season goes on, not only are we going to get winnings of continental races, we are going to be in a fair few World Tour races, which pay out much better. We're going to get some results. I could afford a staff member to help fill this out. In fact, I think there are 2 key positions that we could use something. I have 2 doctors. You know what? That's okay. We'll stay with 2 doctors. I was thinking I only had 1 and could use a second. A third would be nice, because we are going to have times where 3 races are a thing, but I don't think our finances are that strong right now. Same with the scouting situation. We've scouted most everybody that we can scout. I just need to better make use of my own time and occasionally go in and set the assignments that I want, as I haven't done that as well. And then they're scouting randomly a lot of guys that aren't in our network. But trainer, yes. It looks like I'm actually at 12 and 10 right now. That's not good. I'd love to cut that back a little bit. Modern trainer will help. Let's go ahead and bring in maybe just a national modern trainer. Last time we finished with the first stage of the Tour of Valencia, which was a time trial. We performed well in that time trial. We've got 3 races going on at the same team, so the team is very much split up in terms of quality. So I don't necessarily have my best riders at a race like this. It's a minor race, but just, I don't know, there's a couple of stages that felt like it would be good to be a part of. Ramon placed very well in that time trial, as he is a time trialist. Martin Guerrero, as a strong stage racer, also fared very well. They're both inside the top 5 right now. 20K to go, and we have a climb coming. I mean, we're already at about 2 degrees, 1 to 2 degrees, and it's going to get steeper here pretty soon into an actual climb. We have the final rider of the breakaway at just 30 seconds, and we're ready to go. My problem here is Narbutas and Martin Guerrero are the only climbers that I have, so they don't have very much support. Also, as it's the very beginning of the season, the entire squad that is here, I did not go for high preseason. I opted to save a little bit of the fatigue that would come later, as they have a more realistic roller coaster kind of system now with your peaks and valleys of fitness, and so I didn't want to push into that too hard, and therefore I have allowed myself to only take a normal preseason fitness level. So right now everybody's in the mid to high 80s. So the beginning of the season here, obviously no fatigue, but they're building towards that fitness, which is going to hold off that fatigue a little bit longer. It's nice for that, but it does cost me a little bit at this point in the season, where we're very much down. EF and Ineos leading the way, and we are just kind of cruising along. Right now, pace is not too bad. You can see Maida struggling with it. Somehow Roman is not I don't see how that's the case, but okay. Now he's struggling with it. Still all 140 with 11k to go. I'm so tempted to, pull a different strategy here, but I know how things go. Roman needs to work his way back forward. Razanaukis is there to protect him. Speaking of, let's go gel, and gel with those guys. Down to 9k already. And I think we're seeing our first move here. Looking for an attack coming from Joe Dombrowski at a 74. You know what? You never know until you try. Let's just see what happens. Okay, Narbutas needs to be leading out Martin Guerrero. He is in a strong position. And you've got Maida right there. And Roman just a little bit further back. So even though if you look at the fatigue level anyway, because of the race day condition, you're looking at a better option right there. Razanaukis is a little too far back, so let's just try to put him on the back wheel. Galvez, Sato, no, we're just going to go straight into a Maida response to Dombrowski. You can see a new sponsor, RTL, as that's Conrad, and I didn't see them on the start list. I'm wondering if it's Bora Hansgrohe that is now RTL. Okay, Dombrowski already neutralized, but we are set and moving along. That's Maida, though. He's 69.69. He's going to have to push a little bit harder, I think. Still 132 riders with 6.5k to go, so yes, we can afford for him to push that little harder. Okay, is Martin Guerrero in position? He is. That's good. And suddenly we're down to 4 and down to 115. Ineos has regained control with 5k to go. We're actually looking pretty good with 5k to go, and it's getting less steep here in just a moment. Pretty much done climbing. Maida, done. On to Roman. 3.8k. Time to gel, definitely for Narbutas, based on how steep this thing is. And then Martin Guerrero will try to keep him out front. Okay, we're at 3 to 4% is all right now with 2.5k to go. We're clearly going to be fine. Martin Guerrero's going to make it. Okay, 1.6k. So Narbutas lead it out. And Martin Guerrero sprint for the finish. Not going to get a top 3, I don't think. But he is very well placed in the overall. He's coming on late, stronger than some of these guys. They went too early. Kwiatkowski takes the win ahead of Rodriguez. Conrad Gaudu, 7th. So close to passing 3 guys right there. 5 meters, 10 meters more, and he's 4th, which, okay, 4th, no big deal. Versus 7th on that. Makes no difference, no time bonus, but it's supposed to be a mountain stage, so I do think there's going to be some time gaps. Just where they get put in, I don't know, but this could be good for us in the overall. Wow, 68th is the very first time gap given on a mountain stage, on a mountaintop finish. Okie dokie. That does put us in 3rd and 5th as Roman also gets same time, so yeah, it really didn't change the standings a whole lot. It thinned the herd a fair bit. I mean, a third of the Peloton is left on same time, but I really expected there to be some time gaps given in there somewhere. That was an awfully long ways back to get to that 65th place or 67th, whatever it was. Before I start this one, this is stage 3 of the Saudi tour. Stage 4 also has more climbing to do than this stage does. But ultimately, it's a bunch of sprint stages, and I don't have sprinters, but there's lots of intermediate sprint points. This is a major sponsor objective, and we need a top overall finish. I don't have the sprinters to get us the time bonuses, but there are these hilltop sprint points that you can definitely pick up 3 or 6 seconds. And you do that on a couple of occasions, and suddenly you can have, say, 12 seconds gained, which is enough to get you a pretty good overall finish. Not to win, but to get you pretty high up. So, That's the target. That's the aim. Burlikov would be a natural choice for that, but I don't know if Burlikov's going to be allowed to be in a breakaway. It's a sprint stage, so maybe they do let him go. But maybe he's too strong overall. Arnautovic, that's a regular sprinter. He gets the end of the stage, so we'll roll off on that. Burlikov's already in position. He's the highest up, so we'll give him a shot. Let's see what happens if we attack with Burlikov. Will the field allow him to go? I mean, we're seeing that immediate acceleration, so I'm guessing probably not. Jurcevic, though, pretty punchy. We could give him the next shot. Lukshi's not looking good on the day, so we'll let him go. Ooh, those guys are attacking. Interesting. Okay, Jurcevic on standby. Arnautovic, go ahead and protect him so he's ready to go. And will Burlikov actually get away? Okay, now we have a handful of guys at the front. We want them working really hard. Nobody wants to work with Burlikov, it looks like. And there's too many riders still all trying to sprint away right now. And it's back together. Technically, it is all back together, even though there's a huge gap out here. Burlikov, can you go solo? We'll find out real quick if they are chasing you, if there's only you and one or two other guys. Sheffield, Marco, and two guys chasing. Now the field starts to pick up the pace and chase. Is that all because of Burlikov, or is it because there was 5-6 guys? I'm guessing it's more of the 5-6 guys. However, Jurcevic, as I said, is probably a better candidate to get away and to gain some seconds. This doesn't have to be a Burlikov kind of day. But it also doesn't have to be a Jurcevic day either, because look who is better placed right now, even though he's on a minus kajillion today.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. The little promenade is over. The group has been overhauled. There's a breakaway.
Agashin, now's your time to join this little break. 4-man move. Okay, Kikovchi, back off. Agashin, come on, get up there. 4-man. 4-man break. No, that's it. Boy, that -3 is worrying. I think I'd rather have a Jurcevic or Kikovchi on a day like this. Can climb and... yeah. Okay. Kikovchi, move your way up. And join the next attack as we come out of here. Davies going with us. Okay, 4-man break. That's the biggest gap we've seen so far, but with chasing riders, I think we're kind of screwed. Too many guys trying to get away at the moment. Kind of hate having to fight to get in a breakaway in this game. It's just, it takes so long. And to what end, right? What are you actually gaining from that? Now, we're not pushing, so apparently the other 4 have given up. Igashin is tired. Burlikov is tired. Okay. Now they're working, and the gap has opened a little bit, and they seem to be sitting up. Maybe this is the group. Maybe they have decided these 5 are going to cut it. Gotta back off a little bit. Kikovchi definitely needs to recover. Ah, come on. Now we got 3 guys ruining it for everybody else. Hopefully they catch them and then set up again and then don't immediately attack. Because again, Kikovchi does not have the ability to go much longer like this. We need to back off and he needs to recover. It is out to 220. That usually is enough. 2-minute gap is when they generally quit attacking. And these guys, yes, can back off.
It's now over 2 minutes.
Out to 249. After 3 minutes, heart rate's going to start coming down, easing off, and Kikovchi may even begin to recover. And he should begin to recover now, hovering 139 to low 140s on the back. Yes, there we go. Recovery begins. Little downhill, and we already have the first sprint point coming up, and he's going to need to be able to battle for that thing. Not a great sprinter, but he's got some okay acceleration and a good combination of mountain and hill rating. Just how quickly can he recover? Meanwhile, back here, Lukshi's Go ahead and protect Igashin. Igashin is going to be one of our favorites to do this. Maybe Stalionis needs to be... Or no, Arnautovic and Stalionis need to be protected. Alright, how many guys need to be riding solo? Okay, Yurcevic, go ahead and protect. Burlikov, you're a good climber. We don't need to protect you. Protect him. There you go. Alright, recovery's on. Here's the hill. Right at the top of the hill is the sprint point. 2.5K to go. I'm right at the front end of this thing, and that's good. Now I can push a little too hard and hold the front position. So front position makes it hard for them to overtake me without a sprint. I can see it's not taking too much out of me yet. We're inside, no, not inside 1K yet, 1.3. And it eases off after you go over the top. So I want to keep the front position where nobody wants to work. That's good. And then once we get up here and start to crest this thing, now we can attack. Come on. You could do it. You could do it. And you've done it. Okay. 3 seconds. 3 seconds to the good. 3 seconds to the good. Okay. Just don't get dropped. We did drop one. Davies is out. Anyway, what are we kind of in for with these guys?
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Yeah, I think we have a good combination that can definitely succeed with this. We just need to get some recovery in. 64K to go. Gap is at 4 minutes over the Peloton, and that one guy is still off the back a little bit. So, who do I want to go get water? Lukshis? Go ahead and go get water.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack
Kochi is recovering. That's good. I'm not really working right now with these guys, as I'm very much trying to keep that heart rate as low as possible. Recover as much as possible before we do this again and go for 3 more seconds. Oops. Forgetting we're coming off of a time trial. Shoot.
There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely
we're not coming off of a time trial. It's the breakaway group won stage 2. There was a breakaway group that won one of the stages. Otherwise, everybody's on the same time. Small breakaway group, 4 or 5 riders. Minute 24. I thought it was more like half a minute, but apparently it was a minute and a half when I saw the results through the quick sim. That breakaway group is going to be tough to beat, and it's going to take a hard stage. Okay, we are not on the top yet. We want to get there, though, before. Okay, here's that 1.3. Let's slow down. There's the crest. Okay, speed it up. Kind of assert yourself at the top here. Get that crest, and now sprint a little later this time. Hansen, Cavagna. Cavagna is going to take it. We will get 2 seconds, though. Okay, so that's 5 seconds gained for Kyokovji. Igashin is working hard enough, but the whole group is not. Let's make sure we're covering that off for the rest of the stage. Okay, everybody's going to make it. Kyokovji, Cavagna now riding solo. The other guys look like they might be brought back sooner rather than later. Let's just kind of sit on and recover, because either we're going to get caught, and in which case we need to survive to the end to keep those 5 seconds that we've gained, or we hang on a little bit longer and I have to beat Cavagna and then still survive to the end of the stage, not get beat. Arnautovic and Yurcevic. Not what I was looking for you guys. Let's relay. 4 riders. Can you get back up there? Yurcevic was one of those potential candidates. I went a little too easy.
They're moving along at a fair lick. You've just got to hang on. The pack's deficit is being cut back.
28K. Okay, let's contribute. He's going to ride a little bit harder now that we do that. We're down to a minute. Oh, gosh. I did not realize we were already inside. I'm a little late on this. Cavagna, not a great sprinter. He's just a really good flat rating. But he is better than us as a sprinter. That's still 2 more seconds. Still 2 more seconds gained. So there you go.
With less than 20 kilometers, the lead is still over a minute. It's going to be hard work to maintain the breakaway. The pack is slowly
7 seconds gained. That's really good. A really good start. We got to think about the survival aspect to this whole thing. We don't want a hard final few kilometers. These guys, okay, they're done. They're out. Just set them to auto. Let them do their own thing. Okay. Really, not much chase in the Peloton with just 18K to go. $3.5K to go, and I think we've got a great shot at getting a couple more seconds. This one's slightly uphill. That is probably steep enough for Kyokovchi to have the advantage and maybe get 3 more. Wouldn't that be something? 8 seconds? And then he's just got to survive to the end and not get beat on time. Cavagna went a little early, but with the uphill, I have a feeling that Kyokovchi is going to fly right past him, and he does. Okay, we immediately need to set up big time. Ease off, bring that heart rate down right away. We need to protect him to the finish line, as he now has 8 seconds worth of bonus. Heart rate just coming down, though. Just coming down. He's not going to win the stage. 11K out with that kind of energy. But red bar is starting to emerge. We will immediately protect him as we get up here. Arnautovic buried himself. Jurcevic now left him behind. And here we go, setting up for the end with 10K to go.
The riders are entering the
Okay,
last 10 kilometers
Kyokovchi.
of the stage. That's the end of the breakaway. The pack
He
has
has
no
to survive
chance.
for this to make any sense whatsoever. So Berlikov, protect. And then we will set up our other guys. We got Stalionis as a sprinter. And with Arnautovic gone, that's easy choice. Lukshis is the lead out. Stalionis, why are you so far back? Scoot up, buddy. Scoot up. 6.5K to go. Still not much of a push, which is good. Now we're seeing a little acceleration here from Hool. Okay, you're going to sit up. And we're going to do this. I want Kyokovchi to follow Stalionis. And then we'll follow Lukshis. We'll follow Igashin and Berlikov. Maybe the other way around. Yeah, Berlikov has some acceleration. Okay, Kyokovchi, heart rate's nice and low, and it's only 5K. Hopefully he's going to be okay. We are so trapped inside the Peloton at the moment, though. Igashin finally finds some space. Okay, there's Berlikov, there's Lukshis, Stalionis. Come on, man. Come on, man. 3.5K to go. You've got to get in position, and you are just don't seem to be interested. Igashin sprint, lead out Berlikov, you never know. We are very much not in the prime position today. And everybody sprint. Kyokovchi's fine, he's made it to the end. I'm going to laugh if they give a time gap here on his sprint stage. Drisner's, Trentin, Viviani all got a little further out. That's Attilio Viviani. Berlikov comes in right behind Kakard. Lukshis is 10th, Stalionis is 11th. Philippe. Nice. Igashin was 16th. Kyokovchi is there in 17th with his time bonuses. Okay, no time gaps on top besides the time bonuses. So you have our breakaway guys that... It's just not a... Did this open with a time trial? I didn't think it opened with a time trial. No, these are just all the bonuses that have been picked up, and then those are the surviving breakaway guys. on separate times. Some riders were dropped. So some riders lost time at the back of this, I'm assuming. Just a few. Just 6. Next stage is definitely going to see quite a few more. Kukovci, though, with that bonus, moves up into 8th place. So we pick up with stage number 4, where I've allowed a small breakaway to get away. Because, for one thing, Kukovci, now in the top 10, the field was completely uninterested in allowing him to escape. We need more seconds, though. 8th place is not going to be good enough, and he's not going to get that any other way. The best time in this entire race to properly gain seconds as a puncher is these next 2 sprint points coming up. It's on top of a pretty healthy climb. You could see it up ahead of us, a ways up there. And unfortunately, though, the breakaway has a kind of sizable gap. It was comfortable at just over 2 minutes, and then it very, very quickly went to 3.5 in like a kilometer. I brought somebody to the front to bring that back, and he immediately was able to start pulling back some seconds. But gradually, I now have 2 riders up here. We've pulled back 40 of those seconds, but at almost 3 minutes behind, it's going to be a hard catch. Now, of course, with 3 riders away, that means they get all of the time bonuses, meaning Kukovci gets nothing. So I think we need to chase even harder than we are right now, because 3 minutes, we're not going to catch that on the hill. I'm going to go sprint train. We're going to push, and we're going to try to get Kukovci over the top first. In fact, I'd love to get a 1-2-3 over the top, get Berlikov leading him out, get Igashin, and get some time for them as well, because, you never know on a race like this. But the breakaway is working really hard to not let us bring this thing back. We now have 10 kilometers to the top of the sprint point. Finally, I'm starting to bring time back yet again. I'm burying these 2 guys to make that happen, and I think I'm going to have to really, really bury them. I don't want to wait for the final sprint point for this. Also, I have a plan for this stage that I'd really like to implement, and it's just going to involve reaching this climb before, and you can see we're already coming up on the base, and all we've brought back was another 15 seconds or so, even though I'm pushing low 90s. But that also means that these 3 guys have got to be going super, super deep for us to only be bringing this kind of time back, which means we hit the base of this climb and they're going to be going way slower. But this also means it's time. It is time right now to get this plan in action and get it go. So Kukovci is going to follow Berlikov, and we're going to follow Igashin and Yurcevic, and I'm going to save Lukshiz for later. In fact, let's save Yurcevic for later, and we'll get Igashin now at the top. Stalionis and Arnautovic are already up here, so let's start with them. Arnautovic, go ahead and use your gel. I don't think you're going to have much left after this. Okay, he was already doing a 92 anyway, but let's get Igashin here in this space and pull this thing up. Yurcevic, that's okay. Okay, we're in position, and now the gap's down. Stalionis, give me your little acceleration. Arnautovic, just try to get onto the back, survive. Stalionis. Okay, see, his 99 is really not that much. Front 3 have split already. Okay, now we have 29. This is good. This is very good. We want to push for everybody but Kukovci. Kukovci, sit up. Everybody else, just keep working. Keep working. If we can keep 29 away, we are decimating the field. We're going to eliminate a whole bunch of guys. Stalionis, at least it was him.
A rider has just fallen.
We could still gain those 3 seconds coming up, but most importantly at the end of this stage, which somehow the breakaway still has a 1.5-minute gap, which is just insane. These guys are chasing really hard, but I'm getting a little support. I mean, I'm not the only ones pushing, but there's not a lot of push. And as we push again on that next climb, if we still have any sort of gap, we have a very, very good chance. And the field's been splitting here. So you can see Arnautovic is in this chase. We can see now it's up to 58. That's not what I was hoping for. We're going to back off. Riders will come back, but you can see that there's going to be damage. And I have a feeling when we try again, we could potentially leave behind the field. And see that sort of split and see it hold to the finish line. In fact, there's still only 59. Okay, let's change this up here. Kikovji, follow Berlikov, follow Igishin, follow Lukshiz, and follow Yursevic. Time to do your thing, bud. Not 99 though. Go 95.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the
Okay,
pack is
he's a good puncher. If we go too hard, we're going to destroy ourselves as well. But I do want to destroy this Peloton. I don't want to see this Peloton finish with 60 riders or more. Okay, Yursevic is done. But I think the game saw some sort of update that has absolutely just cracked the game. It has been so laggy the last few days. Okay, we are nearly to the top here. Lukshiz and Igishin are both just about out of energy. We're about to see another split. I've already seen a split, by the way. Lukshiz, I want you to get on board. I want you to get on board. And Berlikov, you're going to take over. Not at a 99, but at like an 89. Wow, look how far these guys are. Kung, Cockard. Kung going for it. But yeah, we are leaving them behind. Igishin, though, unfortunately not going to be able to go with us. This is not quite what I had in mind for the plan. Okay, 500 meters. Let's do a little switcheroo. Kukovci going first. Maintain. Ease off. Okay, and let's see what can we do, because we don't want these guys coming back at us. So, how can we get these three? What sort of rate can we get out of them? Can we do a 73? Is that going to be fast enough? Gap, 31 seconds, 29 seconds, 25 seconds, 22 seconds. Not enough. I don't have enough firepower. It's already back together. 56 riders now. But 2-minute gap behind us. We're seeing some attacks, some contenders. Adam Yates trying to push. Okay, 9K. I won't get a proper lead out. Igishin and Berlikov are done. I've got Lukshiz to help now. And Kukovci, and that's it. Kukovci, follow Lukshiz. That will bring it back together.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway.
And we have Yates and I are clear with 2K to go. With 1K to go. And it's 17 seconds. Sprint. I can't sprint. But how is that 17 seconds? One bike length is 17 seconds apparently.
Right on the line. A real show of
17 seconds covered in one bike length. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, man. Game. You totally deceived me there. If it was a 3-second time gap, I don't attack with 2K to go. I mean, that would be stupid. But if you have a 17-second time gap, you push and you hope to hang on to the end, right? That's natural. you bury yourself and push on to the end. Well, anyway, we don't lose time. So, Kyokovchi, our progress is maintained. We only picked up 3 seconds, but we had a small Peloton at the finish. Big gaps behind that, so it's going to thin that field out quite a bit. Gap not given until after 56th. So they kept all those guys on the same time, even though they didn't necessarily come in together. It's a sprint stage. I can see that. Damn, we only moved up 1 spot. 7th. I am actually now technically in the lead, other than the 6 breakaway riders who picked up time. Actually, no, I think Drisner's came from the Peloton. So the 5 guys. So we're second behind Drisner's in terms of overall time gained on all these subsequent stages. There's no more time for me to gain. At 111, we're at 111. Which means the only way something could happen from this point is any of those top 6 losing time on the next stage because it was too hard. And I just don't see that happening on a flat stage coming up. So I think 7th it is. We did what we could to try to pull off what we could. The objective for this one, Saudi Tour, top 3. 7th is going to be a failure. 7th is going to be seen as a total failure. Not a good way to start the year. We have 4 big objectives and a top 3, 2 first places, and a top 5. And the top 5 is Strada Bianchi, which we're not built for that. Yeah, we're going to have some low sponsor confidence to overcome, especially in June. And all of our objectives are top 5 or above. There's 0 top 10 objectives. 0. None of them. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. Okay then. All right, well, that's all the time I have for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.